Welcome to Just Us Friends, and this is the video section where you have found or chosen a tape about abandonment. And so, of course, you are likely dealing with some pretty heavy issues if this is something that's going on in your life right now. All of these tapes are just short little reminders and short little booster shots that will help you get through a tough time, but for an issue as big as this one, you may likely want to get yourself a support system or a support person to help you through a very tough time. If it's a therapist or a doctor or a minister or a support group, then it is a long-term solution that will help you a lot more than coming back again and again to our little video. So abandonment strikes to the core of most people. It is a raw, primitive emotion that takes most of us back to deep, deep feelings of vulnerability and being alone and separated from the person or people that we feel safe with. To be abandoned by somebody leaving us or by death, or to have people disappear from our life when sometimes we don't even know what the reason is, can be one of the most traumatic things that people can go through. It brings us face to face with our deepest aloneness. And for some of you, to have somebody leave may feel like there's a personal responsibility. Perhaps we feel like it's our fault that they left or we drove them away. Some of you may feel abandonment in somebody we love leaving through death, even though we know consciously and intellectually like they may not have had a choice. But we feel like we take it personally in some way. If we know that in our very essence, the deep primitive feelings of abandonment were those that as a tiny child we knew we couldn't survive without the care and support of another person, or even if we're harking back to some of our most primitive roots, where as community beings, a communal family, others going away and leaving us would likely have meant that we couldn't have survived on our own. We know that we're touching into a primitive brain reactiveness that in some ways may actually be a hyper-reactiveness, but very, very strong biochemical and emotional responses are stirred up. So be gentle with ourselves when we have these strong feelings, and to know that we're not just imagining the intensity of our response. Time will help to heal, and yet when we're in the midst of the crisis, that's not very comforting. So every day we have to be our very best support person and talk to ourselves, saying the things that we most need to hear. It may be that we need to hear, I can get through the next 5 minutes. I can get through the next hour. I'm alone. I'm desperately afraid. This is more than I can handle. I need to go walk down the street. I need to go to the mall. I need to be around people. I need to call a friend. Considering what is coming up, listening, feeling the experience, knowing that anxiety and fear can be crippling, and in that, considering what we need to do to take good care of ourselves. Start there again and again and again. Consider a list that's readily at hand that has comforting things to do on it. It may be crawling in bed with a good book, or watching a movie on television, or fixing a food that's a favorite food, or getting out and getting some exercise, which is a great thing to do for sure, at least once a day, because of the biochemical reaction that we're creating in our brain, and it helps move some of the energy out and allows ourselves to shed some of the distress. So exercising, but the other piece that's very, very helpful is meditation. And in a meditation time, just filling ourselves with energy that is warm and comforting. This may not be the time to do a meditation that is just focus, or a little more tight, where we're just focusing on breathing, or special spiritual practice. This may be the time to do a meditation where we're focusing on our heart and filling ourselves with love, or considering the most supportive person that we've ever had in our life, and just letting them be in front of us in a visualization and sending love and comfort and support to us. Every day saying, it will get better. I can be alone right now. This is feeling very scary. I feel alone. I feel abandoned. Recognize that the trauma is real. And the next day will be better. And the next day will be better. Building things into your life where you see that your life will go on and good things will still happen. Be patient and gentle and kind to yourself.